Okay, so after that pasting, we will try to recover the lieutenant colonel in charge of this unit, Farrell. Yeah. So I can't buy any guns because I only have 3 reputation to spend. The next battle is First Bull Run. Normally I take 4 infantry brigades into this battle. Yeah. So let's get these guys up to 1,000 first. Let's see where we stand in terms of manpower. I'd like to take 4 infantry brigades, if it's possible. And we'll probably have to sell some equipment too, in order to get these guys up to a reasonable level of strength. We have some equipment, 1855s, which we're probably going to keep, but there's some skirmisher weapons we can sell. Since clearly, I hate to get rid of those though, because those are good cavalry weapons. I love that 1,000-man cavalry unit was Lamat armed. Like, that's just... the insanity going on at Newport News was just amazing. Yeah, let's drain this out too. We can always steal supply from the other guys. What we probably ought to do is convert... yeah, what we probably ought to do is convert 1-2 Grenadier to a rifle unit as quickly as possible, which means reloading. Let's, just get Farrell in there.
Yes, sir.
And, we've got a few available. It's not cheap. Three Grenadier gets the Meadows. And my 2nd division unit. It's Cadmus Custer. Okay, sure. Unfortunately, this unit is not going to get a colonel unless I can replace Mager with a lieutenant colonel. Yeah. It's a little cheap, but I'll take it. Especially now that we're at incredible levels of absurd in terms of the opposing forces now. Let's get everybody up to 1,000 and see where we stand. Of course, it's First Bull Run, so you have to assume that every single unit is going to have 1855s, which isn't bad. It's actually good for me because it means I'll get 1855s earlier, and it'll make my units more effective. But until I can get enough of those together to equip my units, it puts me at a firepower disadvantage as well. It takes away one of the Confederate troops' main advantages, which is their ability to have so there's basically 3 tiers of weapons, right? There's muskets, which are the Springfield 1842s, and Palmetto 1842s are the best. Which I can actually show you. This is tier 1, from farmers up to Palmetto 1842s. Tier 2 are the stuff basically between the muskets and the standardized rifles, the pattern 1853s and Springfield 1855s. And so tier 2 is the Mississippi's, MJ&G Type 2s, Lorenz's, and in theory the Tyler Texas's, although I've never seen enough of those together to get anything. And then tier 3 is your CS Richmonds, your Springfield 1861s, 1863s, stuff like that, and then there's the repeaters. So it used to be that as Confederates you could get tier 2s pretty quick, and you'd be fighting units armed with 1842s. which gave you a firepower advantage. But that is not the case anymore, clearly, because they've abandoned all weapon scaling. The units you're facing in Newport News were all equipped with 1855s except for the artillery, and they had 1842s, but they don't really matter. And so we're going to end up having to face 1855s through this whole battle for sure. Keep that 1 star. So it's 671 left, 4 into 600, 150 each. So through we can get up to about 1400. Let's go to 1350.
Sir, yes, sir!
Might not be able to make it because of money. Oh, let's sell. Colt 1855s can go. Brothers can go. And honestly, the Lamats can go. I'm never going to equip a unit with Lamats. They're too expensive. That gets me another 1,000. I hate to get rid of the 1855s. They're good for cavalry. On the other hand, my odds of having any decent-sized cavalry in this round are probably pretty slim, given my need for extreme firepower. Now, let's see where that puts us in terms of... So let's go for veterans, which won't be much more expensive because they're pretty... won't affect him at all. Alright, so this leaves me with 271 men and 2,000 bucks. Scrape out 50 more guys for the 2 rifle brigades. I gotta sell them. I gotta get these. I gotta have as many men as I possibly can. I have to ditch the palmettos too. Can't bring Cable in, so I'm not bringing him up to speed, even though we've got 2 6-pounders available. He'll have to wait until after. Oh, and I can dump supply. That leaves me with 71 men. So yeah, that's what I'll be going into First Bull Run with.